It's day 3. I'm heading to the Groton National or Groton State Forest today. I can't remember which. There's going to be a ferry crossing as well. As you know from yesterday, I made it to the peak of Jay Mountain. Now, this isn't the top of the mountain, of course. This is just the highest point of Jay Mountain Road. And you can see behind me, it kind of goes up a bit, but it's pretty much all downhill from there. And there's my campsite from last night. I'm all cleaned up and ready to go. And then I'm going this direction. Now, as you know from yesterday as well, I had my concerns about this trail. I still do. I checked my map and I have about 5 kilometers of this trail until the next turnoff. So if it's just like this, I'll be fine. Hopefully I'll get it done in a half an hour to an hour and then be back on paved road again. So here goes. Been going for that long. Actually, for some reason I forgot to start my GPS, so I don't even know, but it's pretty much all downhill and the actual condition of the trail is pretty good, but you know, being on a 300-pound touring bike, I'm telling you, the brakes are getting a massive workout. Shaky cam engaged. Now those streams there are really sandy. You see on the right hand side there, practically impossible to bike in without starting to plow into the sand. It's really quite freaky. And my whole bike of course is shaking all over the place. I'm pretty hard on the brakes right now. Oh boy. Oh, another cyclist came through here sometime. Oh, this is so nice. Except my hands are killing me from holding the brakes. Oh, there we go. There's spider webs all over the place across the entire road. I guess there hasn't been anybody down here in a while. It makes you wonder how big those freaking spiders are too. Well, like I said, I didn't start my GPS properly today. I don't know how far I've gone. Only about a kilometer actually. Shit. Maybe a kilometer and a half. The going is quick though. I thought this was going to take like an hour to get down, but looks like it might only take about 20 minutes or so, which is pretty great. So going up Jay Mountain Road, not advisable, honestly. It was pretty brutal. There was a lot of walking. Very steep, very rocky. Like, of course, cars, ATVs, dirt bikes could go up it. Even bicycles could go up it, but man, like I said, a lot of pushing. Once I got to the summit there of Mountain Road, the camping was really nice. There's plenty of dry wood for tinder to use in my BioLite stove. It's really rocky here. And it was super quiet. There wasn't another person. I mean, as soon as I got onto the dirt portion of Jay Mountain Road, I didn't see a single other person the entire time. And I still haven't seen another person since I got on that road last night. This trip so far, even though this is only the 3rd day already, you know, when you get away from the distractions of everyday life, you remember just how awe-inspiring nature can be. That trip through High Falls Gorge yesterday and plus that starry night last night were really and the size of the deer flies are really something. A little bit tough. I don't know if any of this footage is going to work out. This is like a gooseneck type attachment. I use it as a mini tripod and it's nice because it's so flexible, but on the bike, as soon as there's any vibration, it translates not very well to my GoPro Hero Session. It doesn't have image stabilization, so I feel like I should have an expedition bike. Oh, big rock. Oh, shit. Oh, not so bad, eh? Well, I'm off J Mountain Road now. Still on some pretty dusty back roads. My hands are actually killing me from holding down the brakes for so long. My front pannier came loose again. Actually, the front rack, sorry. On the right hand side, it's the same screw that came loose when I was on that single track path. Looks pretty nice. I'm gonna try to capture this here. Hopefully a bit shaky. Hopefully I don't eat it. And here we are back on some smooth road. Let's go for a little speed here. And that's what it's like to go 68 kilometers an hour on a fully loaded touring bike. Good morning. Nothing like a little bit of downhill to start off your day. Today, from Jay Mountain to Groton Forest, that's the goal. Aside from a literally rocky start this morning going down Jay Mountain Road, today has been punctuated by several 11% grade climbs, which were pretty bad. But mostly, it's been windy, freshly paved, downhill mountain roads through forests. Now this is one of the more open ones, but I gotta say it's been a real pleasure to ride today. Ferry at Essex. I'm gonna cross over into Vermont now. It's a super beautiful day. Look at that lake. I literally pulled in as the ship was leaving. It was $5.25 US to get on the ferry. Pretty lucky to have such a beautiful day. They're calling for thunderstorms in Burlington later today, which is quite a bit north of here. Looks like a lot of hills. So the ferry crossing was pretty cool. Really nice ride, open clear waters. And now I'm in Vermont. I need to find a place to stop and refill my water though. I'm down to less than a liter. And I know that according to Ride with GPS, well at least my pre-mapped ride, there's going to be another 800, 900 meters of elevation or so over the next 100 kilometers today until I reach the Groton State Forest. A little flatter out here, but I think that's just deceiving. We are heading towards Mount Washington ultimately, so I think it's only going to go up from here. So I just stopped for lunch just after the Essex ferry crossing. I stopped at a nice little store called Old Brick House. I was actually just looking for a place to fill up my water, but it turned out they were making sandwiches for lunch there too, so I stopped and I had one, and it was a pretty freaking good sandwich. I filled up all my water. I have a super long day ahead of me. Jeez, look at this hill ahead of me. While I was eating my lunch outside there, I had a man come and talk to me about the time when he was 17 and he had biked across the country, United States and Canada, and he got pulled over by the police on the 401 and this guy must have been like in his 70s or so, an old guy. And then another couple came up to me and said that they go up to the Rideau Canal in Ottawa every single year. So always amazing how small the world is. Astonishingly hot. My Garmin is reading 30 degrees, but that doesn't take into account the humidity. It's got to be in the high 80s, high 90s. It's just crazy hot out. Oh God, hopefully it cools down, or that storm comes and cools everything up. These hills have been just absolutely brutal. Well, Vermont, you're killing me today. Between the 30 degree heat, Celsius of course, no wind whatsoever, the air is just super still, and there's a crazy humidity, and plus nothing but 6%, 8%, 11% hills. Pretty cool. Look at that backdrop, eh? Vermont continues to kill me, but man, once in a while there'll be a 3 or 4 kilometer downhill stretch. Oh, it's beautiful out here. Oh man, swimming has never felt so good. than when you've been suffering through hills all day on a hot and muggy day. Beautiful river, nice and cool. Quite a bit of current though. And now I'm in sandals. So hopefully that goes well. Feel way better now. Oh man, check this road out. Now this is Vermont, jeez. I don't know how long I'll be on here, but so far it's pretty good. It was inevitable. It just started to rain and there's a lot of thunder in the background. I don't know how long it's going to last. I just stopped by this really cool water feature. Freaking so awesome. This bridge is crazy too, actually. I guess I'm getting wet tonight. How cool is that? Ah, super nice. At least my bike could use a good washing. It's pretty dusty from all the adventure so far. Still raining, but thankfully the temperature's come down. It's actually the most comfortable it's been all day. It's about 17 degrees now, and the rain has gone away quite a bit. The Groton State Forest is still about 30 kilometers away or so, so I still have a little ways, but it's still early in the day, about 4:30 or so, and this road is, you know, not great, but at least it's smooth. Well, I'm in the last 15 kilometers or so. Oh, it's hard to do one-handed. It's a heavy bike. Gee, I don't know what to say about all this just yet. I passed a few okay camping spots. It's a little more backwoods than I expected. So today was a super challenging day. It's like 1,300 meters elevation with 140 kilometers or so. Although I only really did 130. I found a clearing, and so tomorrow I'm going to head back onto the main road, and I'm going to rejigger my route. The plan was to go through Mount Washington, but all of these back roads have not been working out so well for me, so I'm thinking that as soon as I get Wi-Fi somewhere or my cell phone connects to a network, I'm going to try to find the most direct route to Portland so that I can, you know, take my time. Although I've been making the distances that I wanted to accomplish, there are a lot of things that I wasn't able to do. I had some really great conversations at the old brick store right when I crossed the ferry into Vermont, and I would have liked to stay and chit-chat a little longer, but instead I was kind of pressed for time. I went for a real great swim in this huge river. I'm going to have to find out the name of that later, but I literally jumped in, got wet, and got back out because I was so worried about time. And then, once again, I stopped at the CP Dudley store and I had a sub, had a drink, and the people were super friendly. I had a couple people approach me and ask about my trip, but, you know, I was just in a rush. So I would like to find a way to still get kilometers done, still, you know, explore the path that I want to explore, but I also need to find a way to be a little more relaxed with time so that I can take advantage of situations as they arise.